starting off with the Bard. The Bard is a member of the Expert class group. Primary ability is Charisma. Invoking magic through music, dance, and verse. Bards are expert. Bards are expert at inspiring others, soothing hurts, disheartening foes, and creating illusions. Bards believe that the creators of the multiverse spoke and signed it into existence, and that remnants of those words of creation still resound and glimmer on every plane of existence. The magic of bards is an attempt to harness those words which transcend any language and direct them to create new wonders. Almost anything can inspire a new song or tale, so bards are fascinated by almost everything. They have a wide-ranging knowledge of many subjects and develop an aptitude to do almost anything well. Bards become masters of many things, including music performance, the workings of magic, and the formation of jests. Not every singer or poet in a tavern or jester in a royal court is a bard. Harnessing the words of creation requires hard work and some measure of natural talent that most troubadours and jugglers lack. It can sometimes be hard to spot the difference between these performers and bards, though. A bard's life is spent wandering across the land, gathering lore, telling stories, and living on the gratitude of audiences, much like any other entertainer. But bards' depth of knowledge, level, or magical skill and mastery of magic sets them apart. All right, we'll just do this. Okay, so at first level, Bardic Inspiration, Spellcasting. So no difference there. Second level, Expertise and Song of Rest. Jack of all trades and Song of Rest. So they got rid of, we get Expertise earlier, and we get Jack of all trades later. We get our subclass. So yeah, they changed third level, it looks like. They also added the Bardic die on the side here instead of putting it next to the thing. I kind of like that. It's pretty cool. Subclass feature at 6th instead of Counter Charm. Looks like they got rid of Counter Charm completely. Subclass feature at 6th. No change there. Font of Inspiration. This is a huge change that I absolutely despise. I should really be reading these class features as we go, but I already read Bardic or Font of Inspiration. So we used to get Font of Inspiration at 5th. Now we get it at 7th. And for those of you that don't know, Font of Inspiration is what allows you to get your Bardic Inspiration back on a short rest. That's very essential for bards, in my opinion. Your Bardic Inspiration is like your class feature, and getting that back, having so few Bardic Inspiration and getting them back on a long rest hurts. Moving Font of Inspiration to 7th is way too late, especially considering the common levels of play. Honestly, it should be a thing as soon as you get Bardic Inspiration. That is the first thing. Rain, listen to me. Rain, listen, okay? We're on the same wavelength right now. When I saw that Bard was being play tested, the first thing I did was I went straight to Bardic Inspiration to see if it came back on a short rest by default, because that's how it should be. And I will probably put that in my, what's the survey? I will almost certainly put that in the survey. Everything after this is kind of the same. 7th. So the Bard as we have it now, nothing's at 7th. We get the ASI at 8th. Everybody gets that. At 9th, we get Expertise, another Expertise. No Song of Rest improvement. I'm going to read, I'm assuming Song of Rest now is based off your Bardic Inspiration die, but we got to have a look at it. So I'm unsure about that one. So here's the problem with Jack of all trades. They moved it, but it doesn't, even though your proficiency goes up at 5th, this is a horrible 5th level ability. At this level, all Jack of all trades does is give you a +1 because you round down. And like, who cares? Wow, a +1 to initiative. Thanks. Fighters and barbarians are getting extra attack. The rogues get 3d6 with their sneak attack. The spellcasters are getting 3rd level spells. And here the bard is getting +1 to initiative. What a day. Moving on. So yeah, hopefully we survey that one to oblivion. Yeah, the bard just feels so... Well, let's finish. Let's read all the features. Let's take it all in first, and then we'll start criticizing it. Expertise at 9th. We got another expertise because this is an expert class after all. Subclass feature at 10th, just like before. Magical secrets is at 11th instead of 10th. Oh, okay, so this level 10 expertise got moved back. Subclass feature at 10th. Nothing at 13th. ASI at 12th, just like everybody else. Further magical secrets at 15th instead of 14th, it looks like. Feat, nothing. Superior Bardic Inspiration, we're going to talk about that. A feat and a boon. Did we lose it looks like we lost a magical secret. Magical secret, magical secret, magical secret. Jote doesn't even buff initiative anymore. Oof. You're kidding me. It only buffs skill proficiencies. Oh man, what are you doing, Wizards? Why? You don't get the +1 initiative anymore. That's wow. To be fair, the Bard is getting 3rd level spells and +1 to initiative. I mean, yeah, I guess they get 3rd level spells. Okay, yeah, okay. Y'all, you got me there. Y'all got me there. They do get 3rd level spells just like everyone else. Okay. Fair. They are a full spellcaster. You got me there. Because druids and wizards don't get anything at 5th, if I remember correctly, other than spells, but they don't really get anything anyway. Like they're 100% their spell list. And seeing as how the Bard and the Wizard both have the same spell list, the Arcane spell list, I suppose that makes more sense. Yeah, so adjusting, you know what I didn't factor in when I was reading through this? Is that the fact that the spell lists are different. That is important. That is very important. Creating a Bard. To create a Bard, consult the following list, which provide HP proficiencies and armor training. If you're making a 1st level character, also consult starting equipment. And if you're using the multi-class rules, see multi-classing and the Bard. Then look at the Bard table to see the class features you get at each level in this class. The description of those features appear in the Bard class features section. Got our HP, it's a D8 still, no change. 5 plus con per level, good stuff. Saving throws, dex and charisma. Skills, deception, performance, persuasion, or any 3 skills of your choice. They get simple weapons and 3 musical instruments. I feel like musical instruments are just flavor. I don't think the musical instruments do anything different. So I don't know why. I don't know why you can't just be proficient in musical instruments and then just flavor the ones that you're proficient in. I don't know why they have to have an actual list of musical instruments for you to choose from. Because maybe you want to incorporate musical instruments that aren't listed. Maybe you want to have some kind of exotic musical instrument. I feel like it should be proficient in musical instruments, and then you flavor the instruments that you play. I don't know why, unless having 3 is relevant somehow mechanically. Yeah, I would rather this say proficient in musical instruments, and then you as the player flavor the instruments that you're proficient with. Light armor, starting equipment. Okay, so armor training, light armor. Starting equipment. As a 1st level character, you start with the following equipment, or you can forego it and spend 100 gold on equipment of your choice. That's interesting. No, you no longer roll gold. I might actually allow this in my games. I don't normally allow rolling gold, but if they're going to give you a static gold amount, I'm kind of okay with that. I might do this in the future. So your starting equipment is a dagger, entertainer's pack, leather armor. I don't know what's in the pack. Short sword, 18 gold pieces, and a musical instrument. Do I look at the multi-classing? Do I care? Not as much, but I know some of you might. If your group uses the multi-classing rules in the PHB, here's what you need to know if you choose Bard. As a multi-class character, you have to have a score of at least 13 in the Bard's primary ability, which is Charisma, to take a level in this class, or to take a level in another class if you're already a Bard. They worded that really. I understand. I just think that this paragraph is worded poorly. If Bard isn't your initial class, here are the proficiencies you gain when you take your 1st level. 1 skill of your choice and 1 musical instrument of your choice. Again, this should just say proficient in musical instruments. When you gain your 1st Bard level, you gain light armor training. Add all your Bard levels to the appropriate levels from other classes to determine your available spell slots for casting spells. As detailed in the multi-classing rules. We're going to have a look at those multi-classing rules. You prepare spells for each of your classes individually, referring to the spell slots of an individual class to determine the number and levels. I guess the list of proficient musical instruments is because of magic items, but then there should be unique magic items for each instrument if they were going to do that. Yeah, I mean, I feel like a magical instrument should be like a template. Like, oh, instead of having like the loot of whatever, the loot of magical performance, you have the musical instrument of magical performance, and you can apply that template to any musical instrument. Like, I know it sounds kind of vague, but being able to just choose any instrument that exists and just say I'm proficient in it, I like that. Because I mean, like, obviously not every musical instrument is listed. I don't even have to look at the list to know that's the case. So if you want to choose some exotic cultural musical instrument, like maybe you want to play a koto from like a Japanese koto, or like some kind of weird African flute or something. I don't know musical instruments, but that would be proficiency in musical instruments, and then you choose those would be good. Better. Bard class features. As a bard, you gain the following class features when you reach the specified levels in this class. These features are listed on the table. Your bardic inspiration. You can all right, so here's the big one. This is like our bread and butter as a bard. You can supernaturally inspire others through words, music, or dance. The inspiration is represented by your bardic inspiration die, which is a D6. You can use your bardic inspiration in the following ways. You get 2. You can either boost a D20 test, or you can heal. I love this, by the way. I love that bards get a unique heal. We're going to undo that. When another creature within 60 feet of you that you can see or hear, that's important, because if you blind a bard, that would be tough. That would destroy him. That you can see or hear. When another creature within 60 feet of you that you can see or hear fails a D20 test. So they don't have to hear or see you. You have to hear or see them. That's interesting. When another creature within 60 feet of you that you can see or hear fails a D20 test, you can use your reaction to give the creature a bardic inspiration die. The creature rolls that die and adds the number rolled to the D20, potentially turning the failure into a success. Or you can do that. I like that it's a reaction. I like this. I like this change. I like that you can do it as a reaction. That's pretty cool. Because giving somebody a bardic inspiration and them never using it because maybe they're on fire and they just roll crazy good, or they have like a really high to hit and they just never miss, so they never use the die. Doing it this way means that, like, they fail, you have a chance to turn that failure into a success. The difference is you see them fail and you have the chance to turn it into a success, rather than giving someone a die expecting them to fail. Or you can use heal. Immediately after another creature within 60 feet of you that you can see or hear takes damage, you can use your reaction to roll your bardic inspiration die and restore a number of hit points to the creature equal to the number rolled. I'm assuming this includes being dropped. So if you see a creature drop, you can immediately reaction them back on their feet. That's awesome. This is a very powerful heal. I love this. A reaction heal that's unique to Bard. Like, Bards getting their own heal is very cool. I like this. It's nice, but casters' reactions are precious, so I'm not sure whether that's better. That's a good point. Bards cannot counterspell with this. I don't think it's better because of the fact it competes with counterspell, Silvery Barb, Shield, Absorb Elements. Valid. I'm okay. I mean, all the spells that you just listed are very powerful. I think I'm okay with that. My big complaint with Bardic Inspiration is that it's so limited. We'll get to that. I think I'm okay with it. I think I'm okay with it competing with those particular spells just because of how impactful. Like, Bardic Inspiration is now as impactful as those spells. I don't know. It seems. I think I'm okay with it. A Bardic Inspiration die is expended when it's rolled. You can confer a Bardic Inspiration die a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and you regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. A Bardic Inspiration die is expended when it's rolled. I could have sworn that if you rolled a nat 1, you got it back. Maybe that's later on. We'll keep reading. Your Bardic Inspiration die changes when you reach certain levels in this class, as shown in the Bardic die column. It becomes a D8 at 5th, a D10 at 10th, and a D12 at 15th. You also have Spellcasting. Being able to prepare spells as a bard now is actually kind of huge. You have learned to cast spells through your Bardic arts. See the player's handbook for rules on spellcasting. The information below details how you use those rules as a bard. You have the following spells prepared: Color Spray, Disguise Self, Prestidigitation, and Vicious Mockery. Alternatively, wait, is this a pre-gen list? Alternatively, you can prepare 2 0-level spells and prepare 2 0-level spells? You prepare cantrips now? Anybody catch that? You prepare cantrips now? Any spell you prepare for this class must be an arcane spell, and it must be from one of the following schools: Divination, Enchantment, Illusion, or Transmutation. RIP. Divination, Enchantment, Illusion, Transmutation. Pretty sure Shield is Abjuration, so no Shield. I don't remember. Can somebody tell me what Silvery Absorb Elements is? Definitely Abjuration. Counterspell is Abjuration, Shield, and Absorb Elements. So Rain, every single one of those spells that you listed is out. Silvery Barbs is Enchantment. Okay, so you do get Silvery Barbs. Barbs is Enchantment. Okay, so not every single one of them. But I'm almost positive that Shield, Absorb Elements, and Counterspell are all Abjuration. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Which means no Bards. When you finish a long rest, you can practice your Bardic arts and replace any spell you have prepped for this class with another arcane spell of the same level, abiding by the school restriction. At higher levels in this class, you normally have to get those spells with magical secrets or multiclassing anyway. At higher levels in this class, you can prepare more spells, as shown on the table. The numbers there determine the number of different spells you can prepare of each level. For example, as a 3rd level bard, you can prep 2 different 0-level spells, 4 different first and 2 different second. Consult the Prepared Bard Spells section for recommendations on which spells to prepare at higher levels. A spell marked with a dagger in that section is always prepared and can't be replaced when you prep. There's a table. Okay. All right, we're moving on. We'll get to the table. The Bard table shows how many spell slots you have at each level to cast your Bard spells of 1st or higher. The number of different spells that you can prepare of each level equals the number of spell slots you have at that level. For example, 5th level, you have 4 1st level slots, 3 2nd level slots, and 2 3rd. Where's the spell slot chart? The Bard table shows how many spell slots you have at each level to cast your Bard spells. The number of different spells you can prepare of each level equals the number of spell slots you have at that level. Okay, so if you can prepare, so quick math, you get 2 slots at first. Well, maybe 4. Do they count cantrips? For example, at 5th level, you have 4 first, 3 second, and 2 third. Oh man, I think I'm getting confused by this. So you prepare specific slots? That's different. They changed that then. It used to be you just had a number of spells you could prepare, and then you could just prepare all of them. Like you could prepare a bunch of max level spells if you wanted to, but you could only cast off the specific slots. So now you prepare spell levels as well as having spell slots? Or maybe I just misunderstood the original rule. Look, you have 4 1st level spell slots, 3 2nd level spell slots, and 2 3rd level. Do I have, when I prepare spells as a bard, let's use 5th level as an example. Can I prepare? Question. I want to make sure I'm understanding this. By the old player's handbook rules, I could prepare 3 3rd level spells. All right? Are y'all with me? As a 5th level bard, as a 5th level prepared spellcaster, I could prepare at 5th level 3 3rd level spells. I only have 2 slots, so I have to choose 2 of these 3 to cast. I can shoot 2 fireballs, or I could do 2 counter spells, or a counter spell to fireball. I could prepare 3, but I can only cast 2. That's the original rules, as far as I know. By this, I can only prepare 2. Am I understanding that right? You can prepare 2 for, that's pretty clear. You can prepare 2 zeros, 2 first. You can prepare more spells as shown. The number there determines the number of different spells you can prepare of each level. For example, 3rd level can prepare 2 zeros, 4 ones, 2, Okay, they changed it. You're reading it correctly and comparing it correctly. Okay, they changed it. That's an interesting change. How do we feel about that? I don't know if I kind of don't. It's kind of uncomfortable, but I'm not sure if it's uncomfortable just because it's a change, or if it's uncomfortable because it's not a great change. All right, second level, we get expertise. You gain expertise in 2 of your skill proficiencies of your choice. Performance and persuasion are iconic choices for a bard if you have proficiency in them. I really wish they would separate the recommendations. Like label them as recommendations rather than just kind of sliding them in there. Because honestly, this was kind of confusing. I'm pretty sure this is a recommendation and not a thing, because it says alternatively. Song of Rest. All right, the big one. You have learned how to use music, poetry, and dance to heal wounds and maladies. When you reach certain levels in this class, you add a specific spell to your Song of Restoration repertoire, as shown on the Song of Restoration repertoire table. You always have that spell prepared, and it doesn't count against the number of spells you can prepare. When you reach certain levels, you add a specific spell to your Song of Restoration repertoire. So Song of Rest doesn't improve short rest. They kept the name, but they changed it completely. So Song of Rest gives you a prepared healing spell. That's what it sounds like. Very interesting. Song of Rest is basically, here's a healing spell. You always have that spell prepared, and it doesn't count against the number of spells you can prepare. That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I like it. Rest in peace, Song of Rest die. Rest in peace, extra healing, extra short rest healing. This is pretty huge though. All right, third level, you get your subclass. You gain the College of Lore subclass or another Bard subclass of your choice. College of Lore is detailed after the description, and other subclasses will appear in future Unearthed Arcanas. A subclass is a specialization that grants you special abilities at certain Bard levels for the rest of your career. You gain each of your subclass features that are of your Bard level and lower. This class's description tells you the levels when your subclass provides features. Fourth level, you get a feat. Okay, moving on. All right, Jack of all trades. Y'all were telling me Jack of all trades got changed. You can add half your proficiency bonus to any ability check you make that uses a skill proficiency you lack and that doesn't otherwise use your proficiency bonus. For example, if you make an athletics check and lack athletics proficiency, you can add half your proficiency to the check. Somehow they made such a boring class feature even worse. I'm not saying it was bad. It just took a higher proficiency bonus to make it good. Like when in the rules that we have now, when do you get +2? When does your proficiency go up to 4th? 9th level? I mean, it's a +1 to skills you're not proficient in. No bonus to initiative or counterspell. That's right. I don't know. I don't like it. I've never been a huge fan of this feature. And then they went and made it worse. Like the thing is that they get so many skills. Well, at least they used to. They get 3 of your choice, plus whatever they get from backgrounds. It's just like, how often as a bard do you make an ability check with something you're not proficient in? That's kind of my question. I'll say the question again. How often do bards make ability checks with proficiencies they lack? You gain a feature, a subclass feature at 6th. Font of Bardic Inspiration. You now regain all of your expended uses of Bardic Inspiration when you finish a short or long rest. So at 7th level, you get your Bardics back, get your inspiration back on a short rest. That is huge. I hate that it's 7th level. In addition, if a creature this is huge too. In addition, if a creature rolls your Bardic Inspiration die and gets a 1 after any rerolls you might have, that use of your Bardic Inspiration is expended. Is not expended. So here's something that I want you to take away from this. This does not say whether or not they succeed. So it's possible that your fighter can roll a 14 to hit against an AC 15, miss, and you use your Bardic Inspiration to give them a +1. They roll a 1. That 1 turns the miss into a hit, and your inspiration isn't expended. That's pretty huge. I like that. I love that. This is great. Oh boy, is Font of Inspiration great. Why did it have to be 7th level? This is like a 3rd level, or no, this is like a 5th level. This is the 5th level feature. Let's put Jack of all trades at 7th, and let's put Font of Inspiration at 5th. 8th level, you get a feat. 9th level, you get expertise. Magical secrets, we get at 11th. 10th level, we get a subclass feature. At 11th, we have collected magical knowledge from a wide spectrum of disciplines. Choose a spell. Choose a spell list. Arcane, Divine, or Primal. Whenever you prepare spells for this class, up to 2 of the spells you prep can be from the chosen list and from any school. The prepared spells otherwise follow the rules of your Bardic spellcasting feature. How do we feel about that? I like it. You have collected. So, all right. So I'm 11th level Bard. I choose a spell list. I can prepare 2 spells from that list whenever I prep. I have a question for you, chat. Maybe I should poll it. You know what? I'm going to poll this. What spell list do you choose first? All right, here's the scenario. I'm about to poll this. Here's the scenario. I'm even going to show it. So here's the poll. You're a Bard. You just hit 11th level. Which of these do you choose? Now keep in mind, if you choose Arcane, you can choose Arcane and you can start preparing spells from the Arcane list. Even though you've been preparing off the Arcane list for the last 10 levels, now you can start preparing from schools that you don't have access to. That's something to keep in mind. Now, I acknowledge some of you may not know what's on the list, but just work with me. Just roll with me. If you don't know what spells are on the list, Primal is nature magic, Divine is cleric like holy magic, paladins and clerics, and then Arcane is wizard sorcerer. Don't feel bad if you don't know exactly what's on the list, because I don't. I haven't looked at the list yet. I'm just making assumptions. Like Divine is going to have Bless. Arcane is going to have Magic Missile. Primal is going to have Entangle, Goodberry. Like a Bark Skin. I'm going to make some assumptions off of this. You gain a feature from the subclass. Okay. So that's Magical Secrets. I'm going to let that stew for a bit. You gain ability score improvement, 12th. Get a subclass at 14th. At 15, you get further magical secrets. Your understanding of magic has grown even broader. Choose a spell list that you didn't choose from your secrets feature. Whenever you prepare your Bard spells, 2 of the spells you prepare from the chosen list, 2 of the spells you prepare can be from the chosen list and from any school of magic. So you get 2 more spells from you get another list and 2 more spells from it. All right, votes are in. Looks like we've got 50% towards Arcane, 29% towards Divine, and not a lot of people towards Primal. 20% towards, 20% is pretty high. So most of you are going to choose the same, are going to go with Arcane. I got you. Moving on. So we've got the further magical secrets. We just get another list to choose from. Pretty cool. 18th, superior Bardic Inspiration. When you roll initiative, this is embarrassing. Y'all, this is the worst. This is the absolute worst. I want y'all to listen to this Capstone. Superior Bardic Inspiration. Now keep in mind, this is 18th level. When you roll initiative, you regain 2 expended uses of your Bardic Inspiration. I hate it. I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine the thought process that went into this. 2 Bardic Inspirations. The reason that I hate it so much is because, first of all, you have so many already. Hold on. How many do you have? Let's unpack this. Let us know for sure. So at this level, at 18th level, our proficiency is +6, and we're rocking a D12. Nice. Number of times equal to your proficiency. So at this level, we have 6. My problem with this feature is that by this point, you're already getting your dead gum inspiration back on a short rest. You know what I like about it, though? All right, hold on. You know what I like about it? What did it say? What was it originally? All right, so they did change something. When you roll initiative, you regain 2 expended uses of your inspiration. It was when you roll initiative and have no uses left, you regain 1. So this part's important. You roll initiative and you have no uses. This is at least a little better than I originally thought, but not by much. Now you just get 2 for free whenever you roll initiative. You know, that's just so... I know no DM would run it this way, but as a bard, you could just run around with a crossbow shooting rats. I don't like that. I don't like tying things to rolling initiative. Don't like it. Absolutely hate it, especially with a bard. Especially with such a roleplay heavy class like the bard. I feel like so for one, I feel like rolling initiative could be shooting rats. I just do not like to sum it up. I'm not gonna rant. I'm just gonna sum it up. I don't like the idea of tying rewards to rolling initiative, and I surely don't like regaining Bardic Inspiration, regaining a class feature that you get back on a short rest. Because you only get to, I said I wasn't gonna rant. You only get to use this feature if a short rest is unavailable. Wow. I've said my piece. I don't like it. I want this changed. I want it changed. I want something different. 19th, you get an ASI. Sweet. You get an epic boon at 20th. Same as everybody else. That's fine. I already spoke about the boons. I don't like the boons. I want level 20 to be a unique class feature. I don't want level 20 to be an epic boon that everybody can choose from. If level 20 is going to be an epic boon, I want there to be class specific boons. So that's all I'm going to say on that. Prepared bard spells. This section provides recommended spells that you prepare at each bard level. Look for your bard level and your prepared list for what level all lower bard levels. Wait, hold on. Look for your bard level and you prepare the spells for that level and all lower levels. Whenever you finish a long rest, you can change these spells, as explained in this spellcasting feature. The daggers, the ones that you always have prepared. Okay, so that's why I was misreading this. This is a recommended. So it recommends Prestidigitation, Vicious Mockery, Color Spray, Disguise Self, Dissonant Whispers, Healing Word. Yeah, I mean, this is fine. Charm Person, Blur, Shatter. This is fine. This is just a recommendation, and it clearly states, hey, we recommend this. A bard subclass is a specialization that grants you special abilities at certain bard levels. Bards from loose associations, which they call colleges. So it's not a literal, you know what I just learned? It's not a literal college. I didn't know that. All the way up to this point, I thought that it was a literal college, like they went to school for something. I've never liked it. I'm gonna be honest, I never liked it. I had no idea that was just a name that they called loose associations. It's good to know. Bards form loose association, which they call college, to facilitate their gatherings and preserve their traditions. This section presents the lore, the College of Lore. Bards of the College of Lore know something about most things, collecting bits of knowledge from sources as diverse as scholarly tomes and peasant tales, whether singing folk ballads in taverns or performing elaborate compositions in royal courts. These bards use their gift to hold audiences spellbound. The college's members gather in libraries and sometimes in actual colleges, complete with classrooms and dorms, to share their lore with one another. They also meet at festivals or affairs of state, where they can expose corruption, unravel lies, and poke fun at self-important figures of authority. So make sure you keep that in going forward, because this is going to this is the class fantasy, the lore fantasy. Yeah, so going forward, I want to keep in mind lore. My big problem with College of Lore is that I feel like the wizards are the lore masters, right? So first off, you get bonus proficiencies. You gain 3 skill proficiencies. This further emphasizes my point. This is even more skills. So now you've got 3 subclass skills, 3 main class skills, and what, 2 from, okay, what are we at? 8? What is it? How many background skills do you get? 2? We're at 8 skills right now. Your jack of all trades hits 2 whole skills. This stuff like this is my point about jack of all trades. All right, cutting words. You learn how to use your wit to supernaturally distract, confuse, and otherwise sap the confidence and competence of others. When a creature, my YouTube comment section. When a creature that you can see within 60 feet of yourself succeeds on an ability check or an attack roll, you can use your reaction to expend one of your uses, inspiration, rolling an inspiration die, and subtracting the number rolled from the creature's roll. Love it. I noticed that they said that saves are not on this list. Why? And before you say that would be too powerful, keep in mind that we have like 2 Bardic inspiration dies at this level. My theory is that the reason this doesn't say D20 test is because maybe a different subclass is going to be getting this. This could hit saves. Cunning inspiration. Through your studies and your cunning, you've learned to inspire others exceptionally well. When any creature rolls your inspiration die, that creature can roll the die twice and use the higher. Oh man, I thought I was about to say double inspiration. That's still really good. So you have like inspiration advantage. That's still pretty good. I can dig it. I don't understand what this has to do with being a College of Lore, but I can dig it. Improved cutting words. Wait, is this the saves? Whenever you use your cutting words on a creature, you can deal psychic damage. Nah. What is this? None of this is lore related. You can deal psychic damage to that creature equal to the number rolled on the Bardic Inspiration die plus your charisma. This is dumb. I hate this. Whenever you use your cutting words on a creature, you can deal psychic damage to that creature. Hate it. You know what would be more lore? You know what would be more lore related, chat? Listen to me. Whenever you use your cutting words feature on a creature, you gain, I was about to say that you gain like information about the creature. Maybe you gain like a vulnerability. You learn of a weakness of the creature, but that's like, not every creature has that. I don't know. I don't like, look, okay. I may not have a good suggestion to improve it, but I can tell you I don't like this. You gain how many hit points, class, spells, attack. Yeah, like, okay. Whenever you use your cutting words feature on a creature, you determine the number of hit points they have. I don't know. Like, I don't care about damage. I don't care. Like, this is the college of lore. These are the people that know stuff and they collect knowledge. That's what this college does. Not dealing extra psychic damage with their improved inspiration or dealing extra psychic damage with their cutting words. This isn't the roast subclass. All right. I've said my piece. Okay. Let's read the 14th level. When you make an ability check and fail, you can expend 1 use of your inspiration, add the number rolled to the ability check, potentially turning it into a success. If the check fails, the inspiration isn't expended. That is lore related. This is perfect. This is perfect. This is not. This is not lore related. Peerless skill and bonus proficiencies is exactly what I imagine when I think of lore bard. Dealing psychic damage with your cutting words is not. College of the Spiked Tongue. College of Hecklers. College of Heckling. That's what this one is. Many people aren't happy about the new bard. I am in that camp. I do not like the new bard. I love peerless skill. I love the bonus proficiencies. Get out of here, cutting words and improve cutting words and cutting inspiration. Get out. Don't want you.